Right, welcome back everybody to an absolutely stunning Saturday. Sun shining, all's good in the world, hopefully. Right, today I'm going to be sterilising, feeding and planting me garlic. Now, when somebody said, I need to sterilise it with vodka, I thought they were stitching me up on the last one. But apparently it's a thing. And two different people have told me to do it, so who am I to say no? I'm going to give it a go. Sterilising with vodka. Apparently, you dunk your garlic in your vodka for about 10 minutes, pull it out, and job done. And that's supposed to stop any infections and mites and bugs and diseases that may be in your garlic. So I'm taking it on good advice. So that's what we're doing. And also, I got this selection of garlic from DT Brown, and I also got some of these massive ones. Duncan, don't forget to email me your address, mate. I got some of these with your name on it. And then Jackie suggested, well, why don't we just try some shop bought ones and see how we get on with them. So I've been to Tesco's, where I buy all my best clothes, and bought 3 cloves from there, £1.50, as opposed to DT Brown's cost, which, well, they pulled me pants and they gave me a good spanking on them, didn't they? But hey ho, we'll move on. So right, this lot I'm just going to separate out, and what I'm using is these seed protection bags. So I've got them in there with a label, so all I got to do, chuck them in there, chuck the vodka in, leave them 10 minutes, swap it all over. All right, so that's the sterilisation process. And then I've got some sequented seaweed extract. This is maxi crop, and what I'm going to do is a capful in a watering can, mix that up, and then because they're all in the bags, I can just chuck it all in there, and I'll leave it in there for a couple hours because I want it should be longer, but the sun's shining today and it's pissing down tomorrow, so I want to get these in today. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. Once I've done that and everything's sorted and time's gone by, we'll pop outside and plant them up. I'm only planting 2 ways. All right, sorry, I am not planting 16 billion different ways. I'll leave that to the people and we'll see how they get on, and then we can learn from them. So I'm just doing it 2 ways, out in the bed, and the bigger ones I'm going to plant in some of those, what are they made of? Fabric, those 20-litre fabric pots. All right, so I'll get this done, then we'll go and plant some. Right, so we're out in the bed now where these are going to go. This was a new bed last year and it had sunk a bit. So about a week, 2 weeks ago, I just give it a hoe off. Then I gave it a top dressing of Q4 fertilizer. Probably should have been fish blood and bone, but I haven't got any of that, so I think I ought to get some of that. It'd be useful. So 35 grams a square meter for that, and then I just topped it up with bulk compost that I get in from my local green waste company, and leveled that off, and that's what we got now, an amended bed, if you like. Then I did marked out spacings, 6-inch rows, and I've put them 6 inches apart. I know they say 4 inches, but I've got the room, so more room, bigger garlic. Well, let's hope so. I didn't want to step on the bed, so I just knocked myself up one of these planks with a little bit of just a lip at the end so I can walk on. like I say, marked out the holes. And then what I've done, as you can see, it's a bit rougher over there. Last year, I got myself one of these auger bits for the drill, but they're bulb planting augers. I'll put a picture up of that because last year I planted a lot of bulbs at home, and it was a lifesaver. So quick. I'll just give you a quick. My theory is, because that's our hole. Give it a drill down like that. That's fluffed it all up in the bottom, and it means I can push the garlic in easily. All right. The way I got the straight line, it's someone I saw Veggie Patch Ideas, Glenn. It's so simple, really. It's just a bit of wood, a bit of 2B1, put it in the ground, give it a little shake forward and backwards, and it gives you a lovely straight row. The garlic, the roots, I'll be dipping in some Q4 mycorrhizal. I'll just put some in this plastic pot here. That's something I saw Duncan do on Coastal Gardens, North Wales, so he knows what he's talking about. So I'll give that a go. I've marked out the original holes just for me dibber, giggity. So that's it. I'll plant this lot up about 4 inches deep, and then just rake the compost back in the holes. And then I've been out and I got myself a load of leaves from a fallen tree, and I'm going to cover the bed with leaves and then put a net over the top of that to keep the bloody leaves in place, because it blows a gale up here. All right, so that's pretty much everything I'm going to do. Beauty. Right, let's get on and put these in. Right, so my garlic's been stewing in their bags, in their watering can with the seaweed in. They've been in there a couple of hours, probably ideally left overnight, but I want to get on because it's going to rain. All right, so doing them in these bags, that worked really well. So I'll pull them out and get planting. Right, so planting couldn't be easier. Get me drilly thing. You don't need this, it's just big boys' toys, isn't it? Drill down in the holes, that makes it nice and loose in the bottom. To be fair, this bed's fairly loose anyway. Like that. I'm going to plant the Tesco's ones at the ends and the better ones sort of in the middle. So that's that, all sterilised and fertilised. Bit of mycorrhizal on the flat end, and just push them in. Simple as that, isn't it? Dippy dip, push in. And that drill goes down more than 4 inches, but what do I get to? Then a bit of soil falls back in, and it's nice and soft at the bottom. So hopefully the garlic will take root and grow really well. I'll do exactly the same for all the others, apart from the really big ones, which I'm going to do in 20-litre pots. And I'm going to do it the way Jimmy showed us on plot 41B, which is nice and simple. This couldn't be easier, could it? Beauty. Right, I'll get on and do the rest. You don't need to see me do that. Then we'll cover them with leaves and net it down, ready for the winter. Right, so for the really big ones, these XXL cloves, I must admit, now they've been in the... Some of them look a bit manky, but we'll give it a go, see what happens. I'm going to use Jimmy's idea. I got 20-litre, these are fabric pots, I use plastic. And I filled them so there's 4 inches left. So then all you got to do, a bit of mycorrhizal. I'm only putting one in each because, you know, these are a bit special. Plant that in there like that. and then just fill the pot up. This mix is bulk compost. I get my compost bulk from the Green Waste Company. If you could do that, it's so much cheaper. I mean, all of that there, which is best part of a ton, was 22 quid. All right, I'm lucky enough I got somebody who can go and get it for me. But even if you had to pay some transport, it's way better. It's not seed compost. It's not good enough for that. But for just your general purpose, trying to improve ground or topping up beds, or for, you know, if you're doing no dig and needed to put your cardboard down and put it on top, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And what I've done, I've mixed 2 shovelfuls of that with 1 of topsoil. I got a load of topsoil in, but I should have looked at it first before it was delivered. It's rubbish. So that's why I'm only doing 2 to 1 and not 50-50. All right, so that's them. I'll just top these up, and I'll probably put a little bit of vermiculite just over the top of them, because these are going to go in the polytunnel and I don't want them drying out. So there we go. That's planting all my garlic. Thanks everybody who's helped and advised me of what to do. Hopefully I've done you proud, and this lot will all grow well. Oh no, I got to go and hang on. I'll show you. I'll put the leaves over the other bed and net it down. All right, don't want you missing out, shouting at me. Right, we'll go and do that next. Right, so I was just about to put the leaves on and net it down, and I just had a bit of an idea. This last row is some of the Tesco's ones, but they were very small, and I separated them out. And originally I thought I'll put them in some 9cm pots and just grow them individually, but I ended up putting them in here. I hadn't filled the bed completely, so I thought, as these are the smallest ones, what I've done, I've put a load of horse manure just past the row, just on top. Now I'll put leaves over everything, and I'm thinking maybe during the winter the water will leach that down, the worms will work on it, and it'll help feed these little ones and see if they well, they grow. All right, so that's what I've done there. Bit of manure next to me heap. Right, let's leave these down. Put leaves down and then net them, something like that. Right, so here's a tub of leaves I scraped up this morning. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to find leaves in Cornwall. They're generally all blown away. And for most people, it's putting them down to protect them from the cold. But down here, to be honest, it's more like thatching to try and protect the soil from the rain and the leaching. So that's why I'm doing it. We don't tend to get too much bad weather. Anyway, you get the idea. Cover the leaves, and I'll pull the net over, and all I've used to hold the net down is some green garden wire and made into like a metal staple. All right, beauty. I'll just finish this and then we'll have it all round up. Right, so there we go, all done. Netted over, not too tight, and like I said, all I did was use some 2mm garden wire, just make it into a loop and pushed it down. It's not too tight, so I hope it'll be all right. So that's it, job done, garlic planted. Thanks again for everybody who's advised me on how to do it. I hope I've done you proud of what I've done. And I don't know how often I've got to check this. Very often. I won't be able to resist it. Well, I'll be poking my nose in there all the time. So yeah, that's it. Garlic sterilised, fertilised, planted, protected. I think that's about all there is. Right, sun's lovely, glinting in my eyes, beautiful. Hard to believe it's going to be raining tomorrow, but there we go, job done. Hope you enjoyed it. Well, you probably won't learn nothing, you know more than me. But yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers and go on.